Okay, good morning children. Botany second year English medium. So yesterday class we completed the 14th chapter of the 6th unit. 14th chapter completed in yesterday class. Okay, so in today class we are going to start a new unit, that is the first unit, first chapter. First unit plant physiology. First unit plant physiology. First unit plant physiology. First unit plant physiology. Okay. What is the first chapter, Rani? First chapter. First unit plant physiology. First chapter transport in plants. Okay. Transport in plants. First chapter is transport in plants. Transport in plants. Transport in plants. Okay, transport in plants. Now, what is meant by transport? Transport is nothing but the movement of the materials, movement of the molecules, movement of the substances. So, how the molecules are moved from one part of the plant to another part. Already you know how the water is transported, how the minerals are transported, how the prepared food nutrients are transported. Already you know that with the help of the xylem, water and minerals are transported. The water which is present in the soil, the minerals which are dissolved in the soil water, that are transported through the xylem from the roots to remaining parts of the plant. So the water which is present in the soil, the minerals which are dissolved in the water, these are transported through xylem into the remaining parts of the plant. But what about the prepared food? Already you know where the food was prepared. Food prepared on the leaves during the process of photosynthesis. From the leaves, the food is transported to remaining parts. Leaves, food already prepared in the leaves. The prepared food from the leaves, that is transported to remaining parts with the help of phloem. With the help of phloem. Okay. So these xylem phloem together are called vascular bundles. So these are very important parts which are very useful to transport of water, minerals and food materials. But what about, for example, if the smaller distances, the materials are transported to diffusion process, whereas in longer distances, the materials are transported through vascular system. So that type of the transport is called translocation. Translocation. Suppose if the distance is very small now, for the smaller distances, the materials are transported through diffusion process. For longer distances, the materials are transported through vascular tissues. The process is called translocation. But first now we are going to discuss what are the means of transport. How many types of the transportation is there in plants? Okay, what is the means of transport? Okay, means of transport. Means of transport. Means of transport. So means of transport is mainly three types. The first one is diffusion. The first one is diffusion. Second one is facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion. facilitated diffusion. Third one is active transport. Third one is active transport. Third one is active transport. Now first diffusion. So what is meant by diffusion? Okay. The means of transport is carried out in plants mainly because of the three process. The first one is diffusion, second one facilitated diffusion, third one active transport. Or what is diffusion? So the means of transport in diffusion, the transport of diffusion is a passive, means inactive. The transport of diffusion is a passive. This is the passive line. Passive. Okay. The transport of diffusion is passive, means inactive, passive process. This is one of the passive process. Here, the movement of molecules from one part of the cell to another part of the cell. In this diffusion, the diffusion is nothing but the movement of molecules from one part of the cell to another part of the cell, and from one cell to another cell. Especially in short distances, you can see intercellular spaces of the leaf to outside. Okay, generally you can see the transport of diffusion is passive. Here, in this diffusion, the materials are transported from one part of the cell to another part, one part of the cell to another part of the cell. Okay, one part of the cell to another part. Okay, one part of the cell to another part of the cell, and from one cell to another cell, and between a very short distances, intercellular spaces of the leaf to outside. Okay, between the very short distances, we can say intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces of leaf to outside. Intercellular spaces of the leaf to outside, or from one part of the cell to another part of the cell, or from one cell to another cell. This is commonly diffusion occur in these forms. So here, in this diffusion, there is no need of energy. Energy is not utilized here. No energy expenditure. No energy expenditure takes place in diffusion. No energy expenditure is carried out in diffusion. For carry out the diffusion, there is no need of any energy. Any ATP energy doesn't require for diffusion. There is no expenditure of energy for diffusion. But here, the molecules transfer in a random fashion. In this diffusion, the substances are transported in, the molecules are moved in random fashion. The molecules are moved in random fashion. Means high concentration to low concentration. The molecules are moved from high concentration to low concentration. Okay, and this diffusion is very slow process. Slow process. It doesn't require any biological system. For carry out diffusion, there is no need any biological system. This diffusion is very slow process. This diffusion is very common in gases and liquids. Diffusion is very common in liquids and gases. And The rate of diffusion is affected by four factors. The diffusion rate is affected by four factors. The first factor is gradient concentration. First factor is gradient concentration, and second factor is permeability of membrane. Okay, permeability of membrane, and temperature and pressure. So these are the factors affect the diffusion. Okay, once again you can see now, diffusion is the means of diffusion. The transport of diffusion is one of the passive process, which is inactive process. So the diffusion means movement of molecules from one part of the cell to another part, or from one cell to another cell, or very short distances, you can say intercellular spaces of the leaf to outside. No energy was required for diffusion, but here in this diffusion the molecules move in a random fashion. Especially the molecules move from high concentration to low concentration. Diffusion is a slow process. No energy is required here, and no biological system is also required for diffusion. But diffusion is very common in liquids, gases especially. The rate of diffusion is affected by four factors. The first one, gradient concentration. Gradient means change in concentration, change in temperature, whatever may be. Gradient means any change in the concentration. Gradient concentration. Permeability of cell membrane, which allows the substances, only useful substances are allowed. Permeability of membrane, temperature and pressure. So these are the factors affect the diffusion. So this is about the diffusion. Now next, for what is facilitated diffusion? Facilitated means to make easy. Simple diffusion. Facilitated means very simple diffusion. For what is facilitated diffusion? What is facilitated diffusion? Especially in the previous, what we discussed, diffusion. Diffusion mainly depend on gradient concentration, but especially in this facilitated diffusion, a gradient must be developed for the movement of molecules. For the movement of molecules, there should be compulsory development of the gradient. A gradient must develop for transport of the molecules. Especially the movement of molecules mainly depend on, especially in this facilitated diffusion, the transport of the substances mainly depend on size of the particles. For example, the substances which are small in size, they can transport easily. The rate of diffusion is depend on size of substances. Especially the rate of diffusion is mainly depend on size of substances or size of molecules. The substances which are in small size, they can transport easily through the membrane. And one more thing, the rate of diffusion is also depend on solubility of liquids. The rate of diffusion is also depend on solubility of liquids. Solubility of lipids. Solubility of lipids. Lipids means fats. Plasma membrane is made up of lipids only. So the rate of diffusion mainly depends on size of substances. The substances which are small in size, they can diffuse easily through the membrane. The solubility of the liquids also, the substances which is soluble in liquids, the substances which are the molecules, the substances which are dissolved, which are soluble in lipids, means fats, they can move easily, they can move fastly through the membrane. Okay, the substances which soluble in lipids, the substances which are soluble in lipids, fats, lipids means fats, they can move fastly through the membrane. And some of the substances, they are unable to dissolve in lipids, they may dissolve only in water. They are called the substances which are having hydrophilic moiety, means they are having close relationship with water molecules. They may diffuse only in water. Okay, the substances which are having hydrophilic moiety. So what is hydrophilic moiety? Substances which have hydrophilic moiety means the substances which maintain close relationship with water molecules. The substances which are dissolved only in water, they are difficult to move through the membrane. Okay, how do you know that? The substances which are soluble in fats, the substances which are soluble in lipids, they can move easily through the membrane. But the substances which are having hydrophilic moiety, they are difficult to transport through the membrane. But how they will move through the membrane? The substances which are having hydrophilic moiety, their movement has to be facilitated. So that's why this is called facilitated diffusion. The substances which are having hydrophilic moiety, their movement has to be facilitated. They are having some special structures are there. Their movement has to be facilitated. So that type of the movement is called facilitated diffusion. So especially in this facilitated diffusion, a special proteins are there. A special proteins are there. In this facilitated diffusion, a special proteins that are very useful to transfer the molecules, to transfer the substances without using any ATP energy. In this facilitated diffusion, some special proteins are there. These special proteins that can allow the movement of molecules without using ATP energy. Without using ATP energy, they can allow the molecules through the membrane. But you can remember one more thing here. The facilitated diffusion is not a cause of movement of molecules from low concentration to high concentration. For that, we need energy. Okay, without using ATP energy, with the help of a special proteins, the molecules are transported through the membrane. There is no need of any energy. But what they need? A special proteins. A special proteins which are present on the cell membrane. Without using ATP energy, these special proteins that can transport the molecules. But this facilitated diffusion is not a cause of movement of molecules from low concentration to high concentration. Suppose if the molecules move from low concentration to high concentration, they need energy. They need ATP energy. But here there is no need of ATP energy. So, especially the proteins forms channels for easily transport of molecules. The proteins form here channels. The proteins forms channels. Through the channels, the molecules are easily moved inside of the cell. So here, but what are the special proteins? They are having special proteins. The special proteins are called porins. Porins are the special proteins. Porins are the special proteins which makes which having huge holes on the outer membrane of plastids, which having huge holes on the outer membrane of plastids, on the outer membrane of mitochondria, and on the small bacteria. They can allow the molecules up to the small size of the proteins. The molecules which are having small size of the proteins, they are allotted. So these points are the special proteins. These proteins make huge holes on the outer membrane of the plastids, on the outer membrane of the mitochondria, and the outer membrane of the small bacteria. They can allow the molecules which are very small size, like a proteins. That small size of the proteins molecules that are allotted here. Okay. So here they give an example. You can see the water channel which is made up of 8 aquaporins. Water channel which is made up of 8 aquaporins. So with the help of this diagram we came to know about facilitated diffusion. Okay. Here you can see this is the water channel which is made up of 8 different type of aquaporin proteins. Here you can see this is the cell membrane. This is the cell membrane. This is the cell membrane. This is also cell membrane. This is also cell membrane. Cell membrane. So this is the outside of the membrane. This is the outside of the cell. Outside of the cell now. Outside of cell. This is inner side of the cell. Inner side of the cell. Outside of the cell and inner side of the cell. Inner side of the cell. Inner side of the cell. Okay. So this is what in the middle one protein is there. No, this is transfer protein or carrier protein. Transfer protein. Transfer protein. Transfer or carrier. Carrier protein. Transfer protein or carrier protein. Okay. Here you can see transported molecules. These are all transported molecules. Transported molecules. Transported molecules. These are the substances, means molecules. These are the molecules now. These are the molecules. Okay. So here molecules are there. This is the cell membrane. This is the cell membrane, which is also called plasmamembrane. In the middle, a special protein is there. The special protein is called what? Transfer protein or carrier protein. So through this protein only, molecules are transported inside the cell. So here, molecules are there outside of the cell. This is the cell membrane. Cell membrane, which is also called plasmamembrane. Here, this is the cell membrane. The cell membrane having a special proteins that are called carrier proteins or transport proteins. So outside of the cell membrane, the molecules, substances are there. Here you can see these are all molecules or substances are there outside of the cell membrane. But how these can enter inside of the cell? These movement has to be facilitated through cell membrane. The cell membrane having a special proteins. The special proteins are called carrier proteins, transport proteins, it's porins. Okay. So whenever a molecule, whenever a substance bind to the carrier protein, whenever a substance bind to the carrier protein, immediately it can rotate and which can allow the molecules out inside of the cell. Whenever a molecule is attached with the extracellular, whenever a molecule is attached to the extracellular side, or whenever a molecule is attached to the carrier protein, the carrier protein rotates and allow the molecules inside of the cell. Here already molecules are transported. Okay. Here these molecules are transporting. Whenever the molecules are attached to the transport protein or carrier protein, at that time the carrier protein rotates and allow the substances molecules inside of the cell. So this is about the facilitated diffusion. The molecules which are not dissolved in the lipids. Suppose if this molecule dissolved in the lipids, then they can go easily through the cell membrane. The main problem is these molecules are unable to dissolve in the lipids. Why? Because here the plasma membrane is made up of lipids only. These molecules dissolved in lipids means they can easily go inside of the cell. But here the substances having hydrophilic moiety. That's why the movement has to be facilitated by the presence of special proteins which are present in the cell membrane. The special proteins are called porins. These are also called carrier proteins or transport proteins. So these proteins form channels for the movement of the molecules from outside to inside. Whenever the molecules, outside molecules are attached on the carrier protein, the carrier protein rotates and allow the molecules inside of the cell. See like this. So this is about the facilitated diffusion, which is carried out without using of ATP energy. For what this diffusion need? Only special proteins which present on the surface of the membrane. The special proteins are called porins or carrier protein or transparent protein. And here you can see three types are there. What is antiport, what is symport, what is uniport. Okay. What is symport? What is symport? What is antiport? And what is uniport? First you can see the carrier proteins allow diffusion only if the two types of the molecules pass through the membrane. For compulsory, there should be two types of the molecules. There should be compulsory two types of the molecules. Then only the carrier protein allow the molecules through the cell membrane. But how the molecules move through the cell membrane? Their movement has to be divided into three types. First one is symport. Means in this symport, the two type of the molecules that can move through the cell membrane in same direction. Okay, that can move in same direction. That can move in same direction. But what is antiport? The molecules which can move through cell membrane in different directions, opposite directions. That is called antiport. That is called antiport. That is called antiport. Or what is uniport? In this uniport, the movement of molecules are carried out without independent of other molecules. Just only one molecules only move through the membrane without independent of other molecules. So in this uniport, there is no dependent of other molecules. Without independent of other molecules, the molecules are transported through the membrane. That is uniport. Symport means two types of the molecules that are transported through the membrane in same direction. What is antiport? In this antiport, two types of the molecules that can move through the membrane in different directions, opposite directions. That is called antiport. Anti means opposite. Okay, some diagrams are there. You can see it in front of the diagram. Okay. So there was the diagram. We can get a clarification about the symport. Symport means the molecules move through the membrane. Two types of the molecules move through the membrane in same direction. Here you can see same direction. What is this one here in the middle? This is the cell membrane. This is the cell membrane. This is the cell membrane. What is this in the middle? Proteins. These are carrier protein. These are carrier protein. This is also carrier protein. This is also carrier protein. This is what? Symport. Symport. Here, two types of the molecules that are moved through the membrane in same direction. Here A molecule, B molecule, both are moved through the membrane in same direction. Okay. But here you can see what is antiport. 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 Movement of molecules through the membrane means through the carrier protein in different directions, opposite directions. One molecule is moved particular direction, another molecule is moved in particular direction. So the movement of molecules through the membrane is in opposite direction, that is called antiport. Here, what is uniport? What is uniport? What is uniport? In this uniport especially, the molecules move through the membrane without independent of other molecules. Only single molecules are moved through the membrane. So this is about the facilitated membrane, facilitated diffusion, symport, antiport, uniport. Okay. Now third one. So far we completed facilitated diffusion. Last one, active transport. Last one, third one, active transport. Active transport. But what is active transport? This active transport. In this active transport, which can use energy. Which can use energy. This active transport need energy for movement of molecules against gradient concentration. Against gradient concentration. So these active transport need energy for movement of molecules against gradient concentration. So this active transport is carried out by special proteins which are present in the membrane. The special proteins are called pumps. Pumps are the proteins which can use ATP energy. Which can use ATP energy to allow the molecules. So these pumps use ATP energy to allow the molecules to transfer the molecules from low concentration to high concentration. From low concentration to high concentration. So this is also called uphill transport. 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 Okay. Next, what are the main differences between these three diffusions? For that one box is there and with the help of the box we can clarify and what are the three differences between these diffusions. Okay. First here you can see character. First character here you can see required membrane proteins. Required membrane proteins. first character. Second character, highly selective. Highly selective. Third character, transport saturates. Fourth character, need ATP. Fifth character, uphill transport. So these are the three characters we have to check in, either in diffusion, vegetative diffusion, and active transport. First, diffusion. Okay, diffusion. Next, facilitated diffusion. Okay, facilitated diffusion. Next, active transport. Okay, so these are the characters, 5 characters. First, required membrane proteins. Okay, 5 characters you have to check here. Okay, so required membrane proteins for diffusion, once you can see required membrane proteins, no. Highly selective or diffusion, no. Transport saturated in diffusion, no. Not fulfilled. Transport not is saturated, not is fulfilled. Need ATP in diffusion, no. Uphill transport diffusion, no. Okay. In facilitated diffusion, you can see first character, required membrane proteins, yes. In facilitated diffusion, highly selective, yes. In facilitated diffusion, transport is saturated. In facilitated diffusion, need ATP, no need of ATP. In facilitated diffusion, uphill transport is carried out, no. Now coming to active transport, which require membrane proteins, yes. Which is highly selective, which is saturated the transport, yes. Which need ATP, which is uphill transport. Okay. So these are the differences between these three means of transport: diffusion, facilitated diffusion, and active transport. Okay. Thank you, children.